All right, Etsy just announced that they are going to help us sellers be more successful. And there's 3 ways that they're going to do it. I'm going to cover those 3 ways. We're going to actually go through their announcement, their statement to what they're going to do to help us. There's one, actually the last one, that I'm really excited about because this has been a big problem for a lot of Etsy sellers. So with that being said, let's dig in to what they announced. So this was the statement that they made, how Etsy's supporting your success this holiday season. And the very first way that they say they're going to do this is right here. They're going to have our back. And let me just kind of read through this a little bit. And I'm going to also link this up in the description. So this way here, you can go through it if you want. And I also have something else that I'm going to link up here in a second, which is going to dive into this first one. So the first thing that they say here is, you work hard to provide an exceptional customer experience, but sometimes issues arise that you can't control. That's why during the holiday season, we'll increase Etsy purchase protection for sellers by covering refunds on qualifying orders up to $500. They say they're going to double their current coverage of up to $250. They go on to say, this means over 99% of orders will be covered if they meet the eligibility criteria. So even more sellers will keep their earnings if Etsy refunds the shopper because of an unexpected issue with their order. We plan to highlight the benefits of Etsy purchase protection more prominently in our marketing to give shoppers confidence and peace of mind that their items will arrive as expected and on time. And we believe more confident buyers will mean more sales for sellers like you, which is true. So what does this basically mean for us and for someone that's a customer? Well, if someone comes to us with a problem, we have to decide if we give them a refund. But what Etsy is saying is if it meets the criteria of someone having a problem and then them giving them the refund, they will do that and allow us to keep our earnings, which is pretty cool. So what is that criteria? Let's go through it real quick. It says a buyer never received their package, for example, if it was lost in transit. So that's one way that a customer can be protected, that you can keep your earnings even if they had a problem after they purchased. The next one here is their item arrived after an estimated date window. So that's another way that it would qualify. Then the third one is their item arrived damaged for the first instant per calendar year. So they're saying we're only going to do this once for you because if you keep having this happen, well, there's probably a problem with your manufacturer or the products that you are shipping. So they're letting it go one time. And then the fourth way is their item matches the listing description and photos, but a buyer claims it does not. Now, you can read through this entire document, but it is showing you that Etsy is trying to, number one, make the customer feel safer. Like, hey, up to $500, we'll protect you, even if the seller doesn't want to give you a refund. And then the other thing it's doing is for us as sellers, is it's allowing us to keep our earnings even if something happens in transit. And this way here, we're still going to get our earnings. All right, let's move on to the second big announcement that Etsy made of how they're going to help support us sellers to be more successful. So it's providing 24/7 support. Now, if you've ever tried to contact Etsy support, it's been, well, not that great. So I was really excited to see this, and time will tell if it really lives up to the hype. So we'll go ahead and read through this one. We're here if and when you need us. You can get support around the clock in our help center, including live support for most topics. Today, over 80% of all chats are answered within 1 minute, and nearly 90% of requests are resolved in less than 24 hours. And we're working hard to even further improve resolution times. We've also created a dedicated process for sellers experiencing issues with account suspensions. That's a big one. So they can quickly file an appeal and have a specialized agent review their case. Now, I know a lot of people that email me and say, Scott, I opened up my account and it got suspended within a week or 2 weeks. And a lot of times that's just because it's a new account and they're verifying your banking, or maybe the banking information is wrong. But to get in touch with them is usually really hard. So it sounds like they've had some complaints, and it sounds like they're doing something about it. They've even created a dedicated process like they just said. And again, time will tell. but at least we know it's on their radar and they are doing something about it. So time will tell, but that is good news. All right, moving on to the third and final big announcement here. And this one here is really exciting because I see this as being a huge problem for a lot of Etsy sellers. Let's go ahead and read through this one. Keeping Etsy special. Making sure Etsy remains the destination for unique, handmade, and creative items is one of our top priorities. As we've shared in our recent trust and safety update, we are focused on elevating the best of Etsy while simultaneously expanding our efforts to remove and even prevent the listing of items that don't belong in our marketplace. In fact, I'm happy to share that so far this year, we've increased the number of listings we've removed by violating our handmade policy by 112%. I want to go back to the one where they're saying they are going to be removing and sometimes even preventing a listing from being listed. That's a big one. And this is something that I've said for a long time because there's a lot of people selling Disney stuff or trademark stuff, movie stuff, or maybe it's Taylor Swift stuff, all of the stuff that is really violating terms of service, but also it's illegal. And it's always shocked me that they're letting this go. And a very, very simple thing that they can do is just in where the title is, just you can't use that term. You can't use Disney. You can't use Taylor Swift or whatever. And if you do, the listing just will get suspended automatically. That would be a very easy fix. It sounds like they are taking action on this, which is a huge deal. So we'll see. Once again, time will tell, but it does sound like they are going after people that are violating their terms of service. Now, if you are watching this and you are violating the terms of service, or you're just on the fence there a little bit, be careful. Because it sounds like they are going after certain sellers and certain types of products. So if that is you, you might want to clean up that shop before it's too late. So all three of these are very, very exciting. And I really do believe that Etsy has our best interests at heart. But we do have to make sure that we are doing our best to serve our customers and have really, really good products and optimize our listings and really, really go out there and have the best Etsy shop and Etsy products that we can. Now, there are some things that we can do in preparation for Q4. We have to help ourselves succeed. And that's why I shot this video right here that goes over 9 tweaks that you can do to help your holiday Q4 sales. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.